Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And Timea Urban joining us here once again. The Urban Healer is back in action from Canada, but she's worldwide and she's ready to go today, as always. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, sweetheart. Thank you. Please introduce yourself as you always do so lovely. But for new time people, I know it's mundane to us, but please say hello.
Happy to do it. So my name is Timea Urban, the Urban Healer. I'm based out of Toronto, Canada, but my business is fully virtual. So it doesn't matter where you are or what time zone, we can make it work. I got you. I started off as a registered nurse. I've been practicing for 9 years. And since then I've transitioned into more holistic healing modalities. I'm a Reiki master. I'm a life coach, clinical hypnotherapist, neurolinguistic programming practitioner, few other things. I'm a little obsessed with healing, and I'm a lot obsessed with helping people get to a point in their life where they're happy and feeling joy and living a life that they truly desire.
Wow.
So that's me.
And your years, how many years did you spend as a registered nurse?
9 years, over 9 years. It's like 9.5, which is kind of wild because don't do the math.
Well, no, I mean, that's a great career. It's a great job. And people are like, well, why did you stay with nursing? What made you do this change to me? I just got to ask, because some people might say, but you clearly are passionate about what you do.
Yes. So I was kind of on my way out pre-pandemic. Mm-hmm. I just had a really hard time with how the healthcare system works. You don't really have a lot of time with your patients. All of your patients are scared. They're going through really challenging times. They need that emotional support, and you can't give it. And that's even if you don't take your break, you don't go to the bathroom, you don't do anything for yourself. There just isn't enough time to actually hold space for people. And it's just really challenging to watch people struggle. And it's like, my background is neurosurgery and trauma, and there are no good news. It's like, did you sever your spine and you're paralyzed? Do you have a brain tumor and you're dying? Do you have a severe trauma? You lost a leg? Like, these are big things. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're anxious. Here's some pills. Walk away. Mm-hmm. I'm not okay with that. It just doesn't sit well. And it was also just very challenging because as a nurse, no one teaches you self-care. No one teaches you how to deal with that trauma. And of course, those big traumas will trigger your own traumas because we've all had things happen to us in our life. And it was just really hard to process that and feel like I'm not making a difference. And just because, sure, I gave my meds, I changed the dressings, I did the tasks, emotionally, I felt like I'm not doing what I'm meant to. And it really just caused me to reflect on what is my purpose? What makes me happy? Does this work? And then I started off being a Reiki master. I started off teaching meditation and yoga. And then by accident, I became a life coach. Now I'm here.
Not by accident. This is her path. My goodness. And she's going to get us through today. It's the holidays. How can we survive the holidays and still thrive? Fill us in, because it's not easy in so many different aspects, from the hustle and bustle, the shopping, the stress, the anxiety, the family, the friends, the overwhelm.
All the things. And it honestly doesn't matter whether you're a Christmas person or not, because I feel like everyone's in a category. Either you love Christmas, you decorate after Halloween and you are in it, but you're still stressed because now you're trying to do all these things. You're entertaining, you're going out, like you mentioned, you got to do the shopping and the cooking and all the stuff, and your routine's thrown off. Or you're on the other boat where you hate Christmas. You don't want to spend time with your family. It's highly triggering. You might be single and lonely. You might have financial issues and struggling with even making ends meet. It's like everyone has something come up. And not to mention, it's COVID Christmas. So it's maybe you want to see your family, but they're too far and you can't travel. Or it's you haven't seen them in years. There's just so many layers. And then it's the pandemic on top. It's just, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So, I mean, I think it's important for us to actually look at what's happening and take our power back and see how we can actually practice self-care and get through the holidays. Because you are going to be triggered. You are going to be overwhelmed. So let's give you some tools and just some ideas to look at it from a different perspective.
Perfect. Well, let's do it, because you know what? We need some help. How do we stick with our guns and stick to that routine every day?
Okay, well, you got to actually stay somewhat committed to your routine. Maybe you're someone who works out 5 days a week, and that's not going to happen during the holidays, and that's okay. the world will not end, but don't completely stop working out in December. And then in January, you're just like, oh, that was a bad idea. So you do want to have some sort of a routine within your day, because that's going to give you like a foundation of what you build your day on. And you want to make sure you stick to your morning rituals. Your rituals might not be as long as usual, but don't tell me you don't have 5 seconds to put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath and just be like, what am I grateful for? Like, everyone can do that. So don't make an excuse. Like, even if it's a 10-minute extra little block of time for you, whether it's in the car before going to work, it's like you have to make that time. And you also want to be really careful with, things are going to be adjusted with your movement practice and probably your diet. You're probably going to like swap some vegetables for more junk food. And, you might forget about your water and perhaps drink a little more wine. No judgment, but check in. You don't want to completely throw off your movement practice and your diet and your sleep and your morning rituals and then be like, why am I stressed? Not sure, guys. So stick to a little bit, be more lenient, but you got to have a bit of a foundation to like work on top of.
Got it. All right. Got to do that. What else is next?
Okay. Moderation is everything. Have the damn cookie. Please have the cookie, have the wine, yes, I love that. This is an amazing time of the year, and food is, it looks delicious. I might come over.
Book. Okay, for later.
I love it.
I can't help
it. Hey, cookies are important.
Yeah.
And it's like having that social aspect is so important as well for us to be able to get together with friends and have dinner and have drinks. Like, that's something we haven't done for like 2 years, and we need that. So don't feel like you can't, but then it's like, have the damn cookie. Don't be guilty about it. Because then energetically, you just took away all the pleasure of what you just did. Yeah. And if you're in a stressed state when you're just like, I can't believe I just did that. I just had the cookie and I didn't work out. Oh my goodness. You actually are going into a stress response, which then will make you like gain more weight, as opposed to have the cookie, enjoy the cookie, move on. Don't have 12 cookies and then be like, what happened? Be mindful, but then be present when you're having it. Don't be scrolling on Instagram. Don't be going through your emails. Just have your cookie, have that moment. And also just be a little mindful in terms of how much alcohol are you drinking compared to water. My rule is like, if you're going to have a glass of something, make sure that you add an extra glass of water in there. So you're also not waking up miserable the next day. And that's like my little like nurse trip for it. Like, make sure you don't forget. So just be kind to yourself. It's okay if you're going to indulge, but just don't go overboard with that, because it can be a little too much and then you're going to be pretty miserable. So have the thing, enjoy it, have more water. It's all good. It's going to even out in the end.
Good. I hope so, because my goodness, these times are hard. I'm already having trouble getting through, because now it's like the stress of having to wrap things, having to shop, having to get everything done. Like the decorating is still not done. It's just, it gives my stomach like this feeling, and there's not enough time in a day. Don't you also have to let go a little bit? I mean, like maybe I just shouldn't be decorating as much. Halloween, I didn't decorate as much. I couldn't. I had to give up. My kids, until Halloween morning, the kids like, Mom, you didn't put up the haunted houses and the stuff. You put the animatronics, but you didn't do it. And I'm like, the one thing I didn't do, they focused on. So I felt so guilty. So I feel like I have to do it for Christmas. But then I'm like, I don't have the time. Are they going to remember next year? They probably won't remember.
It's okay. I mean, honestly, you can't have aggressive expectations because it just won't work. Because you, of all people, are like wildly busy. Like, I don't know how you actually do it. Like, I think you're just like a 24-hour entity, and it's like you're always smiling.
Very thankful. I have my son's father who sleeps over sometimes. The guy that I started dating, he's sleeping over, helping me. Other than that, I couldn't do it because my mom passed away 4 years ago. So who's going to stay with me? I live alone, but it's working right now temporarily.
Perfect.
All right.
But you do need to be mindful that it's like, if you already have a jam-packed schedule, which I feel like most of us do, you can't suddenly expect to do like 10 more things.
Gotta drop them. Okay.
Drop some expectations. Things are not going to be perfect. And it's like, things are not going to go flawless, and it does not matter. And it's like, you got to kind of roll with the punches and know that things aren't perfect. Do your best. You are going to be around people. Everyone's going through their own emotional roller coasters. You're going to be triggered. People are going to be triggered by you. Drop those huge expectations and just allow yourself to enjoy the moment. And like, it's not going to be perfect. And don't
Okay.
expect that because you're going to be
Okay.
disappointed. Just be like, let's do the best we can.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the moment.
All right.
Some things will probably not go as planned, and that's okay. And then you just kind of go with it and be kind to yourself. Again, it's like that compassion and not having this like outrageous like expectation of perfection that doesn't exist. So it's like you're guaranteed to be disappointed. And then it's like, then you're guaranteed to drink more wine, have more cookies. It's like, oh, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole trickle down cycle. All right. So I got to stay connected to myself then too. How do I do that more?
You have to prioritize your own self-care. And I know especially women who have children, especially women who are single and have children, they're just like, it's not possible. It's not possible. I can't do it. It's not going to happen. You have to. And it's like, even when you're in the airplane, when they're going through the safety instructions, you have to put on your face mask before you put on a face mask with anybody else that you're assisting. You just have to. And that doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you selfish or anything like that. But you have to prioritize a few minutes for yourself. And like, even if it's like 10 minutes, you hide in your closet and take a couple deep breaths in the dark. Perfect. It's like, do something to make sure that you're also checking in with yourself. And like easy grounding. It's like you can go into a Shavasana pose. You can get your legs up the wall. You can just close your eyes. It's actually really powerful to lie face down, so your belly's touching the ground. It's really, really grounding because you usually don't have pressure on your belly, and it gives you almost like that swaddled sensation that like gives you that like sense of comfort of like, oh, something's actually holding me and I'm safe. And it's like, you don't have to do that for an hour. You could do that for 5-10 minutes. And it's like, you have 5-10 minutes, like no excuses. So you might need to set your alarm 15 minutes earlier to give you like a little more leeway. But like, if that's going to set you up for a better day, that's smoother and a smoother holiday, like it's totally worth it.
Yeah. All right. Got it. Thank you. Now, what about those of us that feel a little guilty? Because I feel guilty, like with my kids. And, how do you let that go?
Well, again, it's like you got to drop the guilt.
It's
It doesn't serve you. It's getting you nowhere. Do your best. Get out there, smile. Not everyone's going to be happy with you. Some people will be disappointed. You're not going to be able to see every single person, and that's okay. And you're not meant to please every single person in your life. And if someone gets triggered, that's kind of their own problem, and they need to like reflect as to why they're being triggered. You can't carry the world like weight on your shoulders. Like you can only do so much, and that is enough. And like, let it go. It's all good. Everything will be fine. The people who won't judge you and like attack you for not being perfect are like the ones that matter. So it's like those who care will give you like a little more leeway, and those who are really on you are the ones that really don't matter. So let it go, and it's all good.
Got it. So what should we be focusing on then?
Your daily wins. Every single day. And it's like, I know you're huge in your gratitude practice, which is amazing, but it's like, what actually worked? What actually went well? And it can be those little things like, you know what? I got through my emails and I'm very happy. Or it's like, okay, I did the groceries and we're packed and good for the week. And like, I did some meal prep and I'm good. It's like, I did a 15-minute walk around the block and I took some time for fresh air and movement. Amazing. Find those little things that do work. What went well? And it's like, yesterday's gone. You can't change it. It doesn't matter how much you overthink about it. It's done. Tomorrow hasn't come yet. And really anything could happen. And you have no idea. I had a couple like lovely plot twists this weekend where I'm just like, oh, did not see this happening. Okay, got it. So even if I did worry about it, I would have never expected that to happen. It was the one thing. And it's like, it's okay. Who cares? Go with it. Stay in the moment. What's working right now? Practice that gratitude, and it's just going to make you feel better. And
can we
like
just say, well, if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Whatever it was, I'm not getting personal, but like that's what's supposed to happen, right? Whether we like it or not.
Totally.
It's that whole
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good.
And it's like, it's those little tiny wins that are going to make your day. And it's that's the thing that's important. It's like, you got to spend some time with your kids and you guys were playing outside and giggling. Beautiful. That could be the highlight of your day. Or just like you taking a moment to drink your coffee in peace and eat the cookie, and you enjoyed it and you let yourself enjoy it. That's a massive win. So those are the things that I want people to really, really focus on.
Got it. And then it's like, the holidays are here and everyone wants. I got my son's friend from school, the mother, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing this day? Then it was like, oh, we're going to the breakfast with Santa. You want to do this? And I'm just like, I, I don't want to say no, but I do want to
Mm,
say no. But then I feel guilty. But then it's screwing me up mentally because I should have said no and I didn't, to be honest, because I ended up
absolutely.
going the other day. But that's just me. But I have a hard time saying no to things. I think a lot of us do, right? It's like that
Yes.
Jim Carrey movie. What is it? Yes, man. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. No, but it's
Yep.
true. But honestly, it's either a hell's yes or it's a no. And
Yep.
if you don't want to do it,
Yep.
you're an adult. You can
Yep.
say no. And it sucks because like with boundaries are so spicy and overwhelming and people don't like leaning into that. But it's like, if you don't know what your boundaries are, you don't state your boundaries, stick to your boundaries, that's on you. And that sucks. And if someone gets disappointed, again, that's their inner work. They can't expect you to fulfill whatever needs they have. Like they need to do that for themselves. You just have to say no. It is impossible for you to see every single person and say yes to every single event because it just won't work. Like it just will not add up that way. So really be mindful in terms of like, what do you want to do? Would this make you feel good? Does this bring you joy? And that can be as easy as you just closing your eyes and just taking a moment. It's like, do I actually want to do this? No. Cool. Say no.
You
And
know.
it's like, hate to say it, but like blame it on COVID. Sorry, I
Well,
can't.
now everything. Well, and I just got another email about the next breakfast with Santa this weekend. Now there's another one, but I just got an email that it's canceled because of COVID. Like numbers are getting high here. How are they
Yeah,
where you are, by the way?
they're coming, they're going back up.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
mask mandate back in effect today in New York. What about you? Is there a mask
We
mandate for
in
you or no?
some places, depending if you're vaccinated or not, but it's
Yeah.
like all the rules are different. And that was like my plot twist this weekend. I got exposed to COVID, and then it was like, but I'm vaccinated and I have a mask. So it's like, do I isolate? Do I not isolate? Like, do I need? And it's just like I wasn't getting clear
It's
answers. And I was like,
so
ethically,
many. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's so ridiculous. So
Yep.
again, do your best. That's all you can do.
And be
And
kind.
be, yes, to yourself first. A
Okay.
friendly reminder. And again, it's like back to those boundaries. It's like when you're going to an event, especially if you're going to an event that like you maybe don't want to go to and you're going to deal with people that you don't fully enjoy spending time with,
Mm-hmm.
check in with what your boundaries are. And you can do those little things where you're like, I'm going for 1 hour, set a timer on your phone or Fitbit, be very clear on what you will and will not talk about and practice the, you know what, we're not going to talk about that. You
Yep.
know what, this does not make me feel comfortable. And if we don't stop talking about this, I'm going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, you got to leave if that actually happens. Because otherwise it's like dealing with a toddler, don't do it. And then they do it and you don't do anything. And the kid's like, cool, that rule means nothing. That's what
True.
it comes down to. So know that you are allowed to say no. It does not make you a bad person. And again, if somebody's triggered by that, that's their inner work, not yours. You just need to take care of yourself and know that your needs matter. And saying no is a form of self-care. Otherwise, you're going to be run dry, bitter and cranky, and fully exhausted over the holidays. And who wants that?
Yeah. Good point. You got me thinking here today. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What else
Okay.
should we have to do here at the holiday hustle and bustle and all the stress of it? We still want to thrive and succeed. So Timea Urban, the urbanhealer.ca is here giving us her advice. She's a Reiki master, registered nurse, healer. I got certified ABCD life coach, everything.
I don't even know what I am at this point. I'm just here
No,
to support
that's not
people.
true. She's got amazing accolades to her name, but just a reminder who we're talking to. So let's continue. So be kind to ourselves. What was next on our list?
Yes, the kindness part is huge. And again, I feel like women struggle with this more, but like have that compassion. It's okay if you had a crappy day and you don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like showing up. And like straight up, that was me this weekend where I'm just like, I had the best plans and all of them got kiboshed because I had like exposure to COVID. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
are you
Like, oh
kidding?
my
And
God.
yeah, and it sucked. And I
Mm-hmm.
just allowed myself to have a little bit of a pity party. And then I put on my big girl pants, handled it, put
Now
on
here
like
you are.
a whole bunch of compassion and been like, you know what? It's okay that you were bummed. Now, what can we do to move forward?
True.
And again, holiday season, it will be stressful. It will be triggering. So just honor what's coming up for you. Don't ignore it. Don't numb it. Don't run away from it. Feel it, process it. And if you need to take a break, do it. And then see what is working and lean into that. And it's like, you have to honor how you feel. You can't just pretend it's not there. And it's like, some people are single during the holidays. Some people have dealt with loss.
Yeah.
Some people have like so many reasons to be like upset over the holidays,
I honestly think after the holiday is worse. I think it's more depressing after, once all the beautiful Christmas and holiday decorations come down, it gets really cold where you are too. It's like, there's really nothing to look forward to. And I think people really get depressed. I mean,
no, it's true.
Yeah.
And then the bills come in.
And then exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. And that's why it's like, if you stay mindful through the holidays and you check yourself in terms of like, am I overspending? Am I overindulging? Am I buying gifts for people I don't actually care about and don't matter? You can bring down those financial issues as well, of just like, do I need this? And it's like, that's like one of my big rules. Like, I do drink, but if I'm about to drink, I'm like, am I in the right mindset? Am I like celebrating something? Do I want to be drinking? Or am I actually like running away from something, don't want to deal with something, and I'm trying to numb it? And it's like, you got to check yourself. And I was like, no, I'm feeling good. I just want to have a glass of wine. Perfect. But if you're just like, I'm having a bad day, I'm just like, maybe take a bath, meditate, and have a little cry session instead. That might be more effective than waking up with a hangover tomorrow.
True. Good point. I haven't had one of those in a while. When was the last time I had a hangover? I mean, thinking, I kind of wish I could have a hangover. That's how much I wish I had time to go out. Exactly. But you're right. I don't miss the feeling of that. No, it wasn't a good feeling, or like the very sick in your stomach feeling. Okay. Off on that topic.
Yeah, no.
Let's continue the positive.
There you go. And then the last thing that I was going to say is that you have to practice more. Jeez. You have to practice more self-care and mindfulness. You have to. And that being said, some people are like, but I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't even know where to begin. It's like, there's so many options out there. Like, how do I start? I have created a little package for people for this because I do love supporting people through challenging times. And I know personally, I've had some really rough Christmases. So I kind of put together a little something that I feel like would be very helpful. So this is actually starting tomorrow. And it is a 7-day email list where you get an email every other day. So it's actually a little bit longer. And it's either a meditation or a tapping sequence. And you go through things that you may struggle with during the holidays. So setting boundaries, protecting your energy. How do you feel about your body and your like confidence in your body image? Are you prioritizing rest? How are you feeling with your finances? And it's like, we're usually triggered with finances pre-Christmas, and then January just sucks. What about aligning with your goals? We're coming to the end of the year. Do you know what you want? What do you desire? What feels good? And then the last one is feeling safe to surrender. And again, it's like, women have such a hard time to just slow down. And then when you slow down, you're like, but I should be doing something. I should clean something. I should organize something. I should do that. Like, what about no, just like settle, come into this moment, soften, relax. And it's, all of them are about 15 minutes. So they're not long. You can listen to them on your laptop or your phone, and it just comes to your email. You check your email, listen to a quick meditation, do the tapping, move through that energy. And then you have access to all this. So in case you need to move forward, and any other time in January, in March, whenever you get triggered, these are going to be some tools that you can use to take your power back, stay in the moment, really get clear on what's working, what's not working, and then have the cookie.
Good idea. I have 2, by the way, in my bag. I'm thinking about them now.
Love it. There you go. So that is my little tips for people to stay sane during the holidays and to really honor what's coming up and give them permission to just take care of themselves first, because that is not ever selfish. It's just essential.
Just curious, what are you doing for the holidays? Do you have family around? Do you live close by? Or are you?
Yeah. So I'm going to see my mom and my grandma. They are pretty close, but my family's like tiny. So like my family is usually more the extended family, like my friends, and some of them have kids and all that. So I'm like really, really excited to lean into that. What are you guys doing?
Do you have any siblings, or is it just you?
No, it's just me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But cousins.
It's all me.
Well, no, I have an older sister, older brother, and My brother, I can't stand, but he's coming up from North Carolina. He's
Bless
got a
his
little
soul.
girl who's 10. Oh gosh. So honestly, it gives me knots in my stomach knowing that we have to deal with him. My sister and I were just talking about it because he's coming up. He's all
Yeah.
excited to come to my house for Christmas. And it's me, my sister, my brother, but we haven't seen him in a while, thank God. And now where's Anthony going to stay all week? He's not staying with me. He stayed here over the summer for 3 weeks. It was enough. He's someone who doesn't chip in, doesn't offer. He leaves his kid. And it's just like she's 10 now, but still he does. There's no responsibility. It's like, oh, can you watch Charlie? You're here to spend time with your daughter. So I'm a little stressed about him. And I already made it clear to my sister. I said, no, start the group text now between the three of us and set the boundaries. I'm using your terminology. I said, set the boundaries. We know you're coming up. Yes, we're doing, Christmas Eve at my house. We're doing Christmas at Jill's. So just making it clear, want to make sure you know where you're staying because you can't stay here. My sister's taking care of my father. We have daddy. I have my two kids. Jill's, you're not allowed to sleep with Jill. So get a hotel, get prepared. And then it's going to be an all out war with the text. He's going to be, well, I'm going to stay with you. And he causes everyone such negativity and stress. We both agreed it's not happening this year. I said, Jen, well, you need to text it. I said, you're the nicer one because I'm the blunt texter. I'm the one, you're not coming here. You can come for Christmas, but you leave him by 10. My sister's a little too nice, but then she doesn't get the point across. So I said, if you do a group text, you be nicey nice, and then I'll be mean, and we call it even. But so clearly my stress levels are up already because
boundaries. Like you have to, or otherwise your Christmas is going to be ruined. Exactly. You're going to be exhausted.
And my sister's kids and the stress of it, they don't need to see Uncle Anthony being grumpy and mean and cursing or smoking weed. No, we don't need it. So that's
there you go.
I honestly wish there was like restaurants open on Christmas near us because I'd rather just get out of the house and get away. But I don't know of anything that's open. What is it?
Really?
Like?
I feel like there's some places here that we have like options to get like a restaurant and like just eat out. I mean, again, I don't know with COVID, like
Christmas Eve, there are the few ones that I looked at the other day, but I'm going to research. I'll drive far. I'll come to Canada.
I was just going to say, you can come here. You're welcome to stay here. I will give you Reiki. We will do all the things. We will like really ingrain this like power of setting boundaries. I got you.
Love you. Thank you so much. All right, Timea, remind our listeners how we can reach out to you.
Absolutely. So my website is theurbanhealer.ca, CA because I'm in Canada. And on Instagram, I'm at the.urban.healer. And I always have a whole bunch of free stuff on there. And the challenge starts tomorrow. You can really join at any time. But if you want to do the live version, that's tomorrow. And that's December the 14th. And you guys got this. Say no, take care of yourself. Boundaries are important. Permission granted.
Well, I'm going to have a good story next week when I figure out my brother. Make sure you remind me and ask me. I may forget, but it'll come to me quickly. All right. Thank you. Have a great day, sweetheart. Thank you for your time, Timea. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.